Strawberry Sunset, a sweet and simple card game. It's certainly simple to learn. It is definitely sweet because, you're creating gardens where you're growing strawberries. But it's challenging. It's a 2 to 4 player card game. This is it. It just comes in this box like this. You'll play it in about 10 to 20 minutes. Sometimes quicker. If you've played this game a few times, you'll play it quicker than 10 minutes sometimes because it's it moves very quickly. Basically, you get a deck of cards like this, which in the beginning of the game will be divided into 3 parts and then put back together. You have, your goal here. You got these strawberries. Gravel's no good because gravel in your garden is gonna give you minus points at the end. You got flowers, and you have root, right? So you need to, and there's water, right? Water is represented by the lilies there, and sometimes they'll have frogs or different things in the water. Water is good. When you have water in your garden, it helps keep everything, alive, so you get points for that. Gravel, you're going to lose points for gravel at the end of the game if you have your garden with, gravel exposed. Well, you cannot put, as you're building this garden, you cannot put any of your cards horizontally. Because essentially this is what all the cards have to go vertical. You got to build your garden in a vertical fashion. And you can never put a card under another card. So let's say this card was on the table first. You can't take your next card and put it under it like this, right? You have to put it over. Now you can cover the whole card if you want, or you can cover a quadrant, or you can cover half, or the whole thing, like I said, but you cannot slip it behind it. Okay, so that's how that's why there's some thinking involved. There's some strategy here, depending on what card you get, right? Because on your turn, you're going to take a card from the draw pile. Actually, if you decide to take a card from the draw pile, you're going to be taking 2 cards from the draw pile. But you can also take a card from the compost. And a compost is the discard, because when you take 2 cards, right? Let's say you're the first player on the first turn of the game. Well, you don't have a compost, you don't have a discard pile, so you're going to have to take 2 cards from the top of the deck. Now, you're going to use 1 card, and the other cards are going to go in the compost. So the next player can decide to take that top card of the compost, of the discard pile, or take 2 cards from the top of the deck and decide which one's going to the compost and which one they're going to use, right? So that's how you're going to be playing the turns. And then, like I said, if that's the first card there, you can cover. You don't want to do that because gravel's no good. But you can. You're going to do different things, right? That's not bad because you got 2 waters, right? The fish there represent the water, so that's good. You're also looking to build the longest length here. This mural here. There's these, I guess these bricks. The longest line of these you create is going to get you more points too. So there's a lot to think about in this little sweet and simple game, right? You're going to have to really think and work at it to be able to get as many points as possible. So I did explain that. And by the way, you begin. And that's the way these cards are set up. You're going to have a bunch of cards with the roots first, right? Remember I was telling you got the sunset and then noon, the sunrise and then sunset packet and then the sunset. The sunrise packet, the noon packet, and the sunset packet. Well, that's because in the first packet you have a lot of the root cards. In the second packet you start seeing the flowers, and in the third packet the strawberries start coming out, because you're going to have to build to be able to score as many points as possible. You're going to have to build root, right, connected to flower. Let me see if I can set this up and show it to you. Connected to flower. How would I do this? Okay, we can do that. This is a quick example here. And then strawberry. Where can I get where can I do this? I could do that. You see what I'm doing here? Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can hold this up for you. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. But you see what I did there? I have, this was the first card, right? And then you have the root, and then you have the flower. So you put that there like that. You just can't put cards horizontally at all, right? And you can, like I said, you can cover the whole card, or a quadrant, or half the card. You can do whatever you want there. Put it down here. So let's say I have the root. This card came first, so I put this one below it like this. And then, let me see if I can show you this. Gee, Alex, why don't you go to a table? And then you can do that. I would cover that gravel, which is actually pretty good, because gravels give you reduced points at the end. But you see what I did there? You got the root, you got the flower, and then you got the tomato. That gives you more points. That's what you want to do, right? And then you want water, and you want to eliminate as much gravel as possible. Comes with a nice little player guide, right? In the back, it shows you, more details about the game. But that's essentially the game right there, right? And you got your little player guide there. Everybody gets one. 2 to 4 players. I played it mostly as a 2-player. And, I quite like this game. I really enjoy it. Strawberry Sunset, a sweet and simple game. And if you like strawberries, I mean, that's definitely a plus, right? It's cute. You build a little garden, but it's a little bit of a brain burner. Strawberry Sunset, go get one.